Hey everyone, it's Sandra welcoming you to another Shard System Art video. Today you'll be seeing a piece I made in early July to support local street vendors. Now I'm using the term street vending loosely because where I live, these people's businesses are actually based from home most of the time. Word of mouth helps raise publicity, people all around town find out this person is selling this or that, and deliveries or pickups are made within the following week or so. Unfortunately though, due to the pandemic, a lot of these vendors can't interact with their customers the way they used to, which means there's less money coming in to support themselves and their families. One last thing I want to note is that many people have approached our city government in the last few years, hoping to work towards solutions that would recognize street vending as a legitimate form of business. But the comments made by the officials who attended these meetings made it clear that they only care about those who can afford to open shop at an overpriced downtown building. Helping the community would just get in the way of them collecting their rent. So once again, the responsibility of helping the community in its time of need fell on the community itself. And this is why towards the end of June, an artist activist friend decided to start a fundraiser. Her goal was to help 10 vendors with $500 each. She designed a graphic, which you can see on my Instagram, and we shared it everywhere we could. Later that week, a second activist joined in, and the three of us were texting almost every day, tracking progress and thinking about how to keep the fundraiser fresh in everyone's heads. During a planning call we had a few days before the deadline, I mentioned how my friend's art piece had caught people's attention and offered to do a piece of my own that would hopefully help bring in the last $1,000-ish we needed. The next day I got an Animal Crossing and did a basic layout in the pattern editor. I thought about the variety of homemade foodstuff our local vendors sell and tried to imagine what would look best given the pixel limit and color scheme. Tacos, tamales, and certain pastries didn't work out like I had hoped because they ended up looking like blobs. And while paletas, raspas, and some Mexican candies would have been a bit more recognizable and easier to make, they either didn't require much detail or they required too much detail. So I settled on giving my vendor an elote cart. Even in pixel form I could tell what it was, and the word elotes fit easily in the space I had. I used a screenshot of the design and set it on the draft layer in Ibis Paint X, where I was able to make a few changes like turning the vendor slightly to the side and giving the chile and Mexican cheese containers a bit more definition. While I did start off by sketching things out the way I usually do, I went for more of a construction papercraft look to keep it similar to the piece my friend had made. I used the spline tool to create different shapes on different layers, avoiding solid line work, defining them just with color. Off the top of my head, I don't remember making anything in this style before, so I was worried the entire time it would end up looking terrible. But aside from a few places where I felt I could have included a bit more detail, I think it came out okay. Once I was done, I sent it to my friend so she could add the text on top. Admittedly, I feel like I've been in a slump since the pandemic started, both artistically and activistically. Being stuck at home and not seeing friends in person for so long has been unbearable, and spending this time seeing how some things are just getting worse is frustrating, especially when you feel like there's nothing you can do to help. But working on this piece reminded me that art lets me be involved in helping my community whenever. I'm happy to report that not only did we reach our goal, but the community raised enough money to help one more person than we had planned. I want to thank you all for making it this far. I hope that my voiceover and my voice has improved from the previous video. As I mentioned before, I'm uploading again because I want to document the vocal training progress I'm making on my trans journey, and I figured I could do so by talking about a few of my older art pieces along the way. To be honest, I can feel my voice kind of going back to my naturally low voice, so I really do need to work on that. But for now, that's all I have. I ask that you please be safe, wear a mask, cover both your mouth and your nose please, and as always, leave any questions, comments, and constructive criticism in the comments below or send me a message on Instagram. I'll try to answer you as soon as I can. Until the next video, bye for now.